My best friend got married back in August, and for the first time in a few years, I went home. I walked through her front door and was greeted by her new dog, Retta. As I stood there a bit apprehensive, Retta sat down on the floor and put her chin on my shoulder. That was the second that I knew I had to have a Great Dane. Being a responsible pet owner is very rewarding, but requires knowledge of a pet's needs, how to train the animal, and how to avoid common health problems. I will start by discussing the needs of a Great Dane. Great Danes require a lot of attention. They're a very social breed, and they adore their people. Therefore, they must feel as if they're part of their people's lives. Being left alone for too long or tied up outside may cause a Great Dane or any dog to misbehave. Misbehavior is often due to lack of attention on the owner's part. Boredom is often the cause of misbehavior, so providing a variety of toys to alleviate boredom can help that. Separation anxiety is another reason dogs become destructive. Crate training and making sure the dog has things that are safe with it will help separation anxiety. Besides the amount of time necessary to play with the dog, caring for a Great Dane is not very time-consuming. Great Danes require little special care compared to some other breeds. Great Danes don't need to be groomed as often as some other breeds. They have a very short coat, and it means little shedding. Brushing is only required a few times per week. Regular baths and trimming of the nails are still required. They don't require a lot of exercise. A large dog uses a lot of its energy in normal activities and therefore doesn't need as much exercise as some other breeds. Care must be taken to avoid too much exercise, as a matter of fact, because running on hard surfaces can cause hip injuries in the large breed. In addition to the amount of care a pet needs, all breeds have certain problems they are predisposed to, and a responsible owner will be aware of these issues and try to know ways to keep them from happening. Next, I will talk about some common health problems that are associated with Great Danes. Some common problems that afflict Great Danes include hip injuries and bloat. Great Danes are especially prone to hip injuries due to their size and some hereditary factors. It is important to prevent unnecessary strain on their hips throughout their lives. It is recommended to not let Great Dane puppies run on hard surfaces until after they're a year old, and it's also necessary to control the weight of a Great Dane, especially weight gain as a puppy, in order to prevent stress on the bones. Great Danes require a low-fat diet to help maintain a healthy size. Puppy food is too high in protein, even puppy food is designed for large breeds. So a Great Dane will eat adult dog food throughout its life designed for large breeds, but they'll have more when they're a puppy in order to support their growing bodies. It's also important to remember during training that treats are not free calories. Using healthy treats and feeding less at the next meal will prevent unnecessary weight gain. In addition to a low-calorie diet to prevent unnecessary weight gain and possible hip problems later in life, the way a Great Dane eats can also cause bloat. According to the Great Dane Club of America, bloat is the #1 killer of Great Danes, and Great Danes are the #1 breed at risk for bloat. Bloat is when the stomach distends and twists, causing great pain and death if not treated promptly. The reasons for bloat are not currently understood, but some general tips for trying to prevent bloat have been established. Feed Great Danes smaller meals throughout the day instead of one big meal a day, and encourage the dog to eat and drink slowly. Encourage the dog to be calm around mealtime by trying to keep a puppy calm for 30 minutes before and after mealtimes. It's difficult, but can be done, so that digestion can be accomplished. Plan walks with mealtimes in mind. Anyone who loves a pet will want the animal to live a long and happy life. Taking care of its basic needs and trying to prevent common ailments are only part of taking care of a dog. Lastly, I will discuss the training of a Great Dane. Training is an important part of any dog's happiness, but perhaps more so for a Great Dane, whose size can make it not only a nuisance if untrained, but potentially dangerous. Training a Great Dane starts from day one. Bad habits must be addressed each and every time they happen in order to achieve results. Being consistent is the key to breaking a dog of bad habits. Jumping puppies may be cute, but a full-grown Great Dane that greets guests by jumping on them can be dangerous. Playful biting is still biting and must be discouraged no matter how adorable it is as a puppy. Dogs, you must always redirect the undesirable behavior. Dogs have to chew, but you can ensure that it's on something appropriate. Providing a variety of toys so the dog can pick its favorite size and texture will help keep your shoe safe. If the dog will not be allowed on the couch, A comfortable resting place on the floor near the family is a great alternative to constant shouting. By not rewarding the undesirable behavior and encouraging them to instead do what is appropriate, the dog will want to do what you want it to do. And good behavior must always be encouraged. Always be sure to reward any behavior you want to continue. I use a handful of dog food when I'm training something routine that my Great Dane Libby understands very quickly, such as sit, stay, come. I use special treats, such as small pieces of cheese or lunch meat. When training her on more difficult things, or things that I want to be certain she'll always respond to, such as a recall. Reward good behavior even when you're not specifically training, even when you put away the book that you're using or whatever to teach you how to train your dog. Dogs don't stop learning when the treats are put away. Every time the dog responds to a command, they should be praised appropriately, and they'll continue to respond to that command. Developing a reward phrase such as good dog to indicate to the dog that the behavior is desired is a good way to train without treats. Every time my Libby does something that I want her to, I tell her, good girl, and she knows that she's done what I wanted her to. A good dog is a joy to be around, but a good dog must be taught the owner's definition of good. By being aware of the needs of a Great Dane, knowing how to try and prevent some ailments common to the breed, and by training her appropriately, I am ensuring that my Great Dane will be happy and healthy for as long as possible.